Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Sunday, November 26th, and today we are starting to talk about the shadow. And I kind of want to tell you how I arrived at this. You know, we did the demonstration last week of how the flame casts no shadow. The candlestick made a shadow. The actual candle itself made a shadow, but the flame did not make a shadow. And ever since then, the friends that I often bounce ideas off of, they kept bringing up the idea of the shadow. So I started to look up where the shadow is in the Bible. And of course, right away, I'm thinking of Psalm 23, verses 4 through 6. And it says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So that shadow is not actually death, but you're walking through the valley that makes you, death is kind of looming over you, but you're not actually at that death. And then it continues, "You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord." So what combated the fact that he's in this shadow of death? Why was he able to not fear the evil? What did he know that everything was going to be all right? It's because it says, "You are with me." You have God with you. You have his rod and his staff. Those were key pieces in a leadership role. And they comfort him. The Lord prepares a table before us in the presence of our enemies. He anoints our head with oil and our cup overflows. We have God's goodness, we have his mercy, and they follow us all the days of my life. Now we have some other places where the shadow shows up. Now in Matthew 4:15 to 16, it is quoting Isaiah 9. We're going to look at both of these. In Matthew 4:15, it says, "The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, the way of the sea beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people dwelling in darkness have seen a great light. And for those dwelling in the region and shadow of death, on them a light has dawned." So what removes this shadow of death? Well, we're about to figure it out in Isaiah 9, verses 1 through 2. Now, Matthew 4:15, 16 comes straight from Isaiah, and it was Jesus that was speaking there. And it says, "But there will be no gloom for her who was in anguish. In the former time, he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time, he has made glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of deep darkness, on them a light has shone." Now, those are not word for word quotes, but they're paraphrases that are coming straight from Isaiah 9, 1, 2. So we know that these two scriptures are going to interpret each other. Now, over the next couple of days, we're going to be looking at these verses very closely. We're going to be looking at how they're tied. We're going to want to understand better what is this shadow of death and how do we combat it? How do we fight it? Have a wonderful day. God bless and keep walking the walk.